To be able to assess the performance of institutions, supervisors need to be able to assess many documents. These documents are often complex and lengthy, and supervisors need to search through them to get the bits and pieces of information they need to assess whether an institution is performing adequately. With natural language processing, these kinds of processes can be optimized and automated. Natural language processing, or NLP for short, is an area of artificial intelligence which automates the processing of language. The use of NLP is becoming more and more prevalent nowadays, with email spam filters, automatic translation, and chatbots, just to name a few examples. Also, recent developments like ChatGPT show the importance of language and NLP going forward. For the supervisory field, these kind of advancements can bring many advantages. However, when we're looking at things like ChatGPT, it can generate quite some text. However, the veracity of this text is often limited. This makes it not that useful for supervisors, though there are definitely use cases out there for supervisors to use. The use of NLP, however, is much broader than that, and it can also be used to analyze documents. I will show this with an example that we did at the Dutch Central Bank. At the Dutch Central Bank, supervisors have to check covered bonds. Of these covered bonds, they have to check whether or not the protection given for these bonds are adequate. Well, how do they do that? They do that by going through the documents one by one. And the documents of the loan, somewhere there is an indication of the quality of the protection that the loan has. They then mark that information down, put it down into a database, and then they move on to the next document. This way, supervisors have to go through thousands of documents. This is often a long and mundane process. However, through the use of NLP, we can automate much of this process. By analyzing the text, we can highlight the specific passages of text which contain the information the supervisor is after. By looking at the protections of these loans through the documents, in an automated way, we can filter out the text bits which are relevant and non-relevant. Also, the information in the tables can be split out. In this way, only the relevant information can be presented to the supervisor, and he doesn't have to go through the document anymore. But we can also go further than that. By directly extracting the meaningful numerical information from the tables, we can already automatically assess, by the use of business rules, whether or not the protection of a loan is adequate or not. In this way, the whole process can be automated, and the supervisor doesn't have to spend many hours on doing these mundane tasks. Moreover, by automating it and making it into a way that we first get the most relevant pieces of information from the document, and in the next step extract only the information that's needed to make the assessment, we can have a good auditable trail of why each decision was made. In this way, we have a process that's both auditable but also saves lots of time for the supervisors. This simple example shows that with the introduction of NLP, supervisors can save time on mundane tasks and focus more on the things that really are important. Next to this relatively simple example, NLP can be used in a much more broader array of tasks. If documents within an organization are well labeled and the annotation of the documents is performed, with relative ease, the use of NLP can allow us to ask questions of the documents, like, for instance, how often is credit risk discussed in the board meeting of a certain bank, or what are the topics being discussed in a certain set of documents. We can answer these kinds of questions within mere seconds through the use of NLP, instead of now the hours that it takes for supervisors to go through the documents and flag the important parts. The application of natural language processing in the field of banking supervision has the potential to change the way banking supervision is done and institutions are supervised. By allowing supervisors to go through many more documents than they can usually do, they can focus on the things that's really important to them, and they can make use of all the information that's out there on the institutions that they supervise. They can analyze vast text data more quickly and go through many more documents. As NLP continues to evolve as a technique, many more of these use cases will come forward, and NLP will certainly play a big role in the field of banking supervision going forward.